Hey guys, so welcome and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Whisker, and if not, hey. So this video will be about my solo trip to Aruba, and I had tons and tons of questions about, solo traveling and then the new COVID requirements. So I wanted to make this video and answer everyone's question. If you haven't, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you click on the bell button. And also, if you like this cozy look that I'm rocking, I will be linking my website on the description box. I made this. They all is made out of a blanket. So yeah, check out my website. I just launched it today. Hey, so I'm happy. So okay, let's start this video. So during the trip, I got questions like, oh, why Aruba? Where are you staying? How do you get around and stuff like that? And, I want to make sure I answer everyone's question. I made there's a list of questions that I'm going to answer, and also tips and tricks on how to have a successful solo trip. I think that's very important. Like, I believe that once people hear solo, like, they make it into a big deal, and it's not really much of a big deal. So this is my second solo trip, and I decided to choose Aruba because I heard that it's very solo friendly. So I'm like, okay, let me choose Aruba. So before entering Aruba, you have to, of course, take the COVID test 72 hours before your departure date, and also you have to do a ED card. I will post videos and pictures on the side so you have to see. You got to do that, and that's mandatory. Like, you need to do it before going to the airport out there. And they also accept rapid tests, which is a good thing. And if you know a site that does a rapid test, I recommend you doing that, because child, I was stressed out before going to Aruba. Like, I took one COVID test, and then the results didn't came fast enough, and then I had to go to another site, and the results didn't came fast enough. Like, I was just traveling around New York trying to find the rapid test, and it was just stressing me out. But finally, my results came at night, so I got super excited. So when you do the ED card, you will have to purchase insurance, and I purchased insurance. I pay only $30 for my insurance, and you will need a green check. The green check is a go. You're good. You're all set. You're ready to go to Aruba. I don't know about the X checks. The X, I don't know about that. I don't know if you're still able to hop on the plane, even if there's an X. I'm not too sure. And also, I was coming back after the new COVID requirement that you need to take a COVID test before entering US if you're traveling international. So also, when you do Aruba, do your research where you want to take your COVID test out there. I took it in the hospital. I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna just post it somewhere on the side. And I did my COVID test out there, and that's about it. And I pay a fee too. I pay $75 to take my COVID test. The insurance that we have doing the ED card, it doesn't go through. No. So please do your research on where to take your COVID test in Aruba. I know there's 3 sites that does it. It's the hospital, and then there's 2 other clinics that does it. I went to the hospital because it was cheaper. It was only $75, and I got my results in 12 hours. So okay, so I'm about to answer questions about my trip in Aruba. And the first question is, where did I stay? I stayed in Airbnb, and I'm gonna post the link down in the description box. And guys, let me tell you, it's very solo traveler friendly. The host is amazing. He made sure I had everything that I need. He also answered all my questions, and if I needed something, he provided, which was awesome. So, and plus the location was great too. It was walking distance, at least 5 minutes away walking distance from Eagle Beach. And also the supermarket, Superfood, it was also walking distance. So I was in a good location. I was by the beach, and I was by the supermarket. So how much money I took with me? I took like, I say less than 900, but I honestly didn't really need that much. Sorry guys. Like, I went food shopping the first day, and that food shopping lasted me for like 3 days, 2.5 days. I only stayed there for 4 days, so it lasted me like 2.5 days, 3 days. And the rest of the days I just went to Taco Bell, because Taco Bell is like real close to, and I got what I need. Like, I really wasn't hungry out there. I don't have a big appetite, so I probably spent, I didn't went out to eat too. That's another thing where I think I didn't spend that much. Like, I didn't really go to restaurants. And reasons why I don't like going to restaurant international, like, because like my previous international trips, the food wasn't really either good or wasn't big enough for the price. So, and I love to eat, especially if I'm paying. I need like a good amount of food. Like, I need a lot of food, and sometimes they just be giving me like an appetizer. So when I was out there in Aruba, I wanted to do excursions and stuff like that. I wanted to do things, you know, cross things off my bucket list. So the first thing I did was I did an ATV tour. And you know what's funny? I wanted to do a tour around Aruba, so I booked a tour, but it wasn't an ATV tour. But since a lot of people didn't book that tour, they said it was just me that booked that tour. So she was like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade your activity if you're gonna do an ATV tour. So I'm like, oh, okay. And guys, oh my god, it was like great experience. It was amazing. I saw like at least 70% of Aruba Island, so that was just amazing. Like, I loved it. It was great. And also we went to go see some ostriches and also learn about them, and I held the eggs. So it was a very good activity. Like, I had fun during that activity. And all my activities that I did, I booked through Vader.com. I'm gonna post the link down below. Vader.com. That's where I booked all my excursions from. And then a day after I did that excursion, I did parasailing. And guys, parasailing is so much fun. I was so glad to cross that out my bucket list. Like, I always wanted to do it, and I'm just happy that it's off my bucket list. Like, guys, let me tell you, it's a great experience. Yeah, it's scary when you're up there in the air, but after a while, you just like, wow, this is a very beautiful, beautiful view. So I definitely recommend parasailing if you like, you know, a beautiful view and being in the air. Like, who don't love a beautiful view, guys? And I also booked that excursion through Vader.com, so check that out, guys. So for the ATV tour, I'm not too sure how much was that. I know I paid for the regular tour for like $41, but they upgrade, like I said. So I don't know how much was that tour, the ATV tour. And the parasailing, I paid $60 for like 20-minute ride. And it was a fun ride, guys. Okay, so how did I get around Aruba? And I mostly took taxi. How I found my taxi person was that I joined a Facebook group all about Aruba, and I asked the question, do anybody know any taxi person in Aruba who has a WhatsApp? Because that was the only way I could communicate was through WhatsApp, because I have Metro PCS and they don't, you know, I don't get connection international. So my only communication was a WhatsApp app. So somebody in the group sent me a number of a taxi service, and that's how I was able to get around, because I was communicating with that taxi man, and the taxi out there, the taxi person that I got was pretty nice and was a reasonable price. So if you want, you could comment down below what's the taxi service number, and I definitely will let you guys know. Oh yeah, and one thing was that the host picked me up from the airport. He does offer pickup and drop off. I pay him for both service. And that's just I think that's amazing, especially being an Airbnb host. And not everybody know how to get around place. Like, people don't know. So I'm glad that he does offer pick up and drop off, which is amazing. Why, I know the reason why you should book that man, especially if you're going to Aruba solo or not. Like, he's just a great host. So I pretty much answered the questions that people was asking me, and I think was important to know, especially traveling to Aruba, and also traveling after the new COVID requirement, which is taking a test and make sure that the test is negative before you enter US. And this is just for international trip. If you're traveling domestically, I believe that you don't need to take a test going to where you need to go. So yeah. So one thing, guys, I forgot. So when you get to the airport to departure to go back home, they do ask for your COVID test. You need a negative COVID test, and the test needs to be taken 72 hours before your departure date, okay? Don't forget that. They definitely gonna ask you that. And that's about it. Going through the airport, it was an easy breezy experience. It wasn't a lot of people at the airport, so my process was smooth and it went by easy, thank God. That's about it. Yeah, going back to the US, it wasn't much of a hassle. As long as you have your negative COVID test, then you're good. Of course, you gotta quarantine and take another test coming back. I already took my test coming back. I live in New York, and they came out negative, thank God. And that's about it, As long as you social distancing, keeping your mask on, and constantly washing your hands, sanitizing, then you should be good solo traveling. That's it. So here is tips and tricks on having a successful solo trip. This is my second solo trip, and I learned a lot, and I feel like these tips will be very helpful for someone that wants to go on a solo trip, or considering, or or have done it before. And I would say, first thing first, always do your research. I already made a video on things you need when traveling, and I will post that link down below. Don't forget to watch that. I think that's very important too, especially if you want to travel like domestically and internationally. I will post that link, okay? So first thing first is research. I think research is very important, especially during COVID and the pandemic. It's very important to research. And now that this new requirement of having a COVID test before coming back to the US, it's important as well. Like, you need to research where you could take that COVID test in the foreign country. Like, you need to know where you gotta take it at, and you also gotta research that place too, because now I'm hearing that they're doing fake COVID tests. So just be aware and research, guys. So second, pack light. Like, you is by yourself. You're gonna be the one carrying the luggage up to the cabinet in the airplane. You're gonna be the one carrying up, and then you're gonna be the one taking it out from the cabinet. And sometimes it's a workout, and it's gonna be easier if it's light. Like, try to pack light. Like, that's what I'm learning. Like, I'm trying to pack what I really need and not pack stuff that I don't need. Like, my first solo trip, I was packing heels, like cute going out dresses, and it was the pandemic. Like, where the hell am I going at night with this? Like, come on now. Like, be realistic when you pack. Like, am I gonna really wear this on Monday? Am I gonna really wear this on Tuesday? Like, be realistic. And know, like, it's the pandemic. Like, most countries either have curfew, and after a certain time they're not gonna be open, and I'm pretty sure there's no nightclubs open right now. So be realistic with yourself. So 3, know how to take your money going international. So one thing I learned is to carry my money small. Like, you want small amount of money. So you want like a lot of $5 bills, a lot of $10 bills, $20 bills. Don't just carry just straight up 100, because But I feel like it lasts longer when you carry small bills with you instead of like taking like 100. Like when it's small bills, it will make your life easier, and also, you know, it will be better when you tipping. Like it make your life easier, especially when you tipping people. 3, finding a good accommodation, especially solo traveling. And I feel like finding a good accommodation is very important. It really depends on your needs. If you want to be by the beach, find something by the beach. If you want to be by something that that's very walkable, choose that. Like I chose something that was like walkable to the supermarket, and I chose something that was walkable to the beach, and that's all I really needed. Like that was my needs. Like as long as I get some sun, get wet at the beach, and I can eat, I'm good. Like I really don't need nothing else by me, and that's it. Now another thing is always write down your accommodation location or screenshot it, because sometimes it's very hard to say. Like it's hard for me to say Danza e Kopuna Abo. Like it's very hard for me to say, so I show people. I get my phone and I show the screenshot of the location to the taxi driver, and they automatically know where the location is at. You could do that, or you could write it down on a piece of paper and show them. You know, so it's very, very important to either screenshot your location or write it down on a piece of paper, so you can have a smoother experience going to point A and to point B. Also, if your phone service doesn't like continue working after you travel international, like I have Metro PCS and my service international sucks, so I use a WhatsApp app to like communicate with my hosts or taxi drivers. So I would say is always download a WhatsApp app. Like it's gonna be so helpful, guys. Like it's very, very useful, especially if you want to communicate, get excursions, get taxis, or text people, locals, text your locals. It's a good way to communicate, especially if you don't have no service on your phone. Last but not least is, be aware of your surrounding. Like you solo traveling, just, be aware, but like have fun. Like, of course, like you want to have fun. Like solo traveling is so fun and therapeutic to me. Like I feel like everybody should at least solo travel once. And if you like it, continue doing it, How I get by solo traveling is, I'm always aware. I always focus my surroundings and stuff like that. Even though I'm surrounded, I'm still having fun. Like, it's always important to have fun and be safe at the same time. So those are my personal tips, guys, how I was able to have a successful solo trip. This is my second solo trip. I'm currently planning my third solo trip, guys. So I will keep filming, I will keep vlogging, so you guys could, live through me. And if you want to solo travel, go ahead. Like I'm showing you guys, it's really a walk in the park. It's not as bad as it seems. So yeah, guys, so we done. If you like my video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click on the bell button. Thank you, guys.